this is Nahla, and welcome back to my channel, where I offer career coaching tips that you can put into practice immediately. Today, I'm going to be speaking to you about how to grow your career through effective networking. So let me ask you, how many of you dread networking? You might feel that it's awkward, you won't know what to say, or that you may come across as a bit needy or too eager when speaking about yourself and your career goals. These are understandable sentiments, as meeting new people can be anxiety-provoking, and forging meaningful relationships really do take time and energy. What if I told you that building a robust professional network is the most important thing that you can do to grow your career and potentially build lifelong connections, some of which can turn into deep friendships? Having been in the work world for almost 3 decades, I personally also have some trepidation in walking into now a Zoom room, not knowing many people or anyone at all, or meeting someone face-to-face for the first time. So some of these anxieties are never really going to go away, and that's okay because sometimes that nervous energy can keep us sharp and on our toes. This video will offer you 4 key principles I encourage you to adopt, as they will make your networking experience more enjoyable and you will leave people with a positive and memorable impression of you. These principles will focus on a way of being that will allow you to express your unique, authentic self. A way of being is about our attitude, our mindset, and our personal presence. For many years, we have been led to believe that networking is a numbers game. Attend as many functions and events as possible, hand out as many cards as you can in the time that you have, and hope that something sticks. I think many of you will agree that this is really not an effective strategy and frankly can be quite exhausting and very dissatisfying. So I'd like to suggest a different approach. So let's get right to it. Principle number 1 is adopt a less is more attitude. As human beings, we are wired for deep, meaningful connections. Before a networking event, set a goal for yourself that you are going to be fully present with everyone that you meet. After all, meeting new people is about getting to know them better. Who are they? What do they do? What has drawn them to coming to that function? What are some of their goals and interests? This simply takes time and it takes full presence. It also means communicating with authenticity and asking thoughtful questions and really listening attentively to the answers. As Maya Angelou, renowned author and poet, said, "People may not remember what you said, or they may not remember what you did, but they will always remember how you leave them feeling." So again, if your interactions are short or long, leave people feeling heard and leave people feeling really good about their interaction with you. This principle of less is more also applies to memberships, associations, sitting on boards and committees. I've seen people belong to so many things. Frankly, they're only present in name only, and this adds value to no one. So I'd really encourage you to be very discriminating about what you choose to attend or belong to. As in most things in life, we're only going to get out of it as we put into it. This is going to require time and active engagement, not to mention cost, as most memberships do have dues that are associated with them. So really think about where you'd like to spend your hard-earned dollars. When choosing, reflect on what interests you. What are your goals? For example, you may be a small to mid-sized business and you think maybe joining the local chamber of commerce might be a great idea. And so by attending their events, listening to some of their professional speakers, you're able to get to know other small businesses in your community where there can be some mutual support and reciprocity. By getting to know people on a regular basis, by seeing them at very different functions, you're going to deepen those relations in a more organic kind of way. Principle number 2. Attend networking events with a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. These terms were popularized by Dr. Carol Dweck in her book, Growth Mindset. In her research, she shows consistently that people who are able to quickly move from a fixed to a growth mindset have a much higher success in their personal and professional lives and in all the pursuits that they choose to undertake. Why is that? Because people with a growth mindset go in with an attitude of curiosity, interest, and wonder at what is yet to come. They don't jump to conclusions and don't assume outcomes before they happen. Fixed mindset says, this networking event is going to be a waste of time. I'm not going to have anything in common with anybody, or let's just get this over with. All closed statements and not receptive to new experiences. Growth mindset says, I wonder who I'm going to meet today, or I'm really looking forward to meeting new people. I'm going to just relax and really enjoy discovering who I do get to meet. Who knows what will come out of this? Stephen Covey, author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, speaks to one of the most important habits of building good, solid relationships, which is seek first to understand before being understood. People really do love talking about themselves. So if you go in with that attitude of openness and curiosity, and what you will discover about others is that they are going to be willing to share of who they are. So much about networking isn't just about the work. It's really about getting to know people as whole people. And hopefully it becomes a mutual kind of dynamic. You never know who will become that important contact. If not now, then down the road. And this isn't just to be self-serving. Your goal is to develop and forge meaningful, mutually satisfying relationships. So that does need to come across as a genuine endeavor. I've had numerous experiences over the years where people would reach out to me a year or 2 later and say that they remembered me from some networking event, left a positive impression, and now they've referred me to someone that they know that they feel could really benefit from my coaching and consulting services. It's such a powerful reminder that we're constantly leaving impressions with people. So hopefully the more positive, the more lucrative our opportunities become. Being mentally prepared through a growth mindset and having a less is more attitude are extremely important to having a successful networking experience. But equally important is also how we show up in our bodies as well. And that will be as visible whether we're on a Zoom call or in a face-to-face interaction. Let me explain by talking about principle number 3. Principle number 3 is about getting open. Remember when your mother told you to stand up straight or sit up straight, chest out, shoulders back, and don't slouch? She was onto something. Amy Cuddy, who is a social scientist and professor at Harvard Business School, demonstrates through her research that our body language and our demeanor has a direct impact on our confidence and how we are perceived by others. When we keep an open stance, the message we're conveying to others is that we're engaged, that we're receptive, and that we're willing to hear what they have to say. When we're open, we also breathe more expansively through our diaphragm, which allows us to calm that fight-flight instinct that we have when we're being triggered by anxiety, fear, or any intense negative emotions. So the physiological component of being present and being open is very real. So we may have a certain mental attitude about how to be, but also how we show up physically conveys the other part of the message to others that we really are present. The 4th principle is look the part you want to project. Whether you're networking online through video or meeting people face to face, it's very important that you look and dress the part that feels comfortable for you and you are mirroring the people that you are interested in meeting. The mirror effect is a reflection of oneself through the gaze of others. This isn't about imitation, but rather about looking and behaving in ways that will allow you to fit in and create that positive first impression. For example, if you're meeting with business professionals, dress like you're about to walk into a conference room or a business meeting. If your audience is more business casual or even informal, then mirror that part. Bottom line is, if you look comfortable, you will feel confident and it'll be one less distraction for you to worry about. So those are the 4 key principles. Adopt a less is more attitude. Attend networking events with a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Get open, be expansive, and appear welcoming. And the 4th principle is look the part that you want to project. In summary, attending networking events may never totally feel comfortable, but if you go in with an open mind, open heart, and open body, you're more likely going to be meeting people that are going to connect with you, and you're going to be forging meaningful relationships that could last you a lifetime. And at the very least, you're going to be making some really good acquaintances. Successful networking takes time because it takes trust to foster deep, meaningful relationships. It is worth it, however, because it is human nature to reach out to people that we know and trust. And this is why we put so much value on referrals, whether it's for work, hiring contractors, making purchasing decisions. We're always going to lean on people that we really value their opinions because we know them and we know that they care about us. Being purposeful about the people you choose to surround yourself with and the network that you build over time will have a direct impact on the opportunities that open up for you and the ease with which you get things done. After all, very few things are worth doing alone. So remember what your mama told you. Stand up or sit up straight, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, and stride into that room like you belong there. I hope you found these tips helpful. If so, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I always love to hear from you and any topic ideas you'd like me to explore further in future videos. If you're interested in more one-on-one coaching around some of the specific career aspirations that you have, please reach out to me via my website, which will be posted at the end of this video. Happy networking and all the best to you.